Students, welcome back. So we have started with chemical kinetics, and in the first lecture we have seen that how to write the rate of reaction for a particular reaction. Both the rates we have seen. One is average as well as instantaneous also. And let's see now the factors affecting the rate of the reaction. Before that, let's see what are the units of rate of reaction. As we are saying that rate of reaction is what? Is equal to concentration of species divided by time. So as you can easily say, its units are concentration per time, or if time we can report concentration per minute or seconds, and concentration will report in moles per liter per second. So these are the units of rate of reaction. So now let's see what are the factors affecting the rate of reaction. Let's see. Factors affecting the rate of reaction. First is nature of reactants. Let's consider two reactions. NO, nitric oxide react with oxygen gives you 2NO2, and then 2CO reacts with O2 gives you 2CO2. This is the first reaction, this is the second one. Okay, first reaction is the fast one and the second is slow. So that's why, see, both the reactions they look similar, because as the product is like similar to that only. Here also we are getting the oxide of nitrogen, here we are getting the oxide of carbon dioxide, carbon. So nature of the reactant is different, but reactions they look similar. But see, one is fast, one is slow. Why? Because the reactants are different. If reactants are different, it means the bond breaking and the bond making process is different. It means different amount of energies are involved here. So that's why rate of reaction will be different for these kind of reactions. As you can say that energy involved in bond making and breaking will be different. Making and breaking and making will be different. Therefore, having different reaction rates. Fine. Second is concentration of reactants. As we know that when the reaction is proceeding, in that case rate of concentrations of reactant is decreasing. Yes. So if initially the concentration of reactant will be more, in that case we can say that the rate of the reaction will be more, as it will lead to more and more formation of products. So concentration of reactants directly proportional to rate of reaction. If concentration will be more, rate of reaction will be more. Rate of reaction will be more. Third is temperature. Third is temperature. Rate of reaction increases with temperature. Rate of reaction increases, so it is directly proportional. Increases with temperature. We'll see this factor later on. This is the second half of the chapter. Complete in detail we have to study. It, you can say, it almost becomes twice with rise in temperature. Nearly you can say approximate of 10 Kelvin. Fine. Next we'll see the presence of catalyst. All of you know what is catalyst. So next is the catalyst. Catalyst, know it speed up the reaction, but itself it do not take part in the reaction. Fine. Its composition will remain same. Like for example, if the reaction is reversible, then in that case it will try to attain the equilibrium of the reaction in a fast manner. Okay. So it will speed up the reaction without taking part in it. The next one is surface area of the reactant. Suppose if the reactant is solid catalyst. Fine. Then if surface area, if the particle size is small, then it is having more surface area. More surface area means more the easily the reaction will take place, so rate will increase. So rate of reaction increases. So all these are the factors that we have seen. Nature of reactants, how it depends on that. Then temperature, then concentration, then catalyst, then surface area. So these are the certain factors which affects the rate of reaction. Now let's see the important factors. In this chapter we will be dealing with the two important factors of this. One is temperature and one is concentration. First half of the chapter is based on totally concentration and the second part is based on complete temperature. So let's see. First, what is the effect of concentration on the rate of reaction, or how it is related quantitatively with the reaction rate? So, quantitative effect of concentration on reaction rate. Fine. As we know that when the reaction is proceeding, concentration of the reactant is decreasing and that of the this is time, and concentration for reactant is decreasing and for the product it is increasing. Fine. So this we have seen. Now this effect has been studied by two scientists and they have given the relationship between the two, quantitative relation between the concentration and the reaction rate, that is Goldberg and Vajee in 1867. This you have studied in equilibrium also. Goldberg and Vajee in 1867, they have related the concentration of the reactants with the reaction rate. That let's say if A, this is the reaction, and according to this they have given the law of mass of action. Let's consider for this reaction, general reaction A to B and C. According to Goldberg and Vajee, what they have given the quantitative relationship between the concentration and the reaction rate. He stated that according to this law, concentration, that rate of reaction is directly proportional to the concentration of the reactant species raised to the power their stoichiometric coefficient involved in the balanced chemical equation. Fine, here no stoichiometric coefficients are there. For example, if I take this reaction, AA, BB gives you CC. So here reaction rate is equal directly proportional to concentration of the reactant raised to the power A, concentration of the reactant B raised to the power P, where A and B, they are the stoichiometric coefficients involved in the balanced chemical equation. Fine, this is the law of mass of action. Now when you remove this proportionality sign, but we will get one constant, that is rate constant. Here this is rate constant of reaction, which do not depend on the concentration of the reactant. This is rate constant. And experimentally, what has been observed, it was observed that all A concentration term of reactant A and all B concentration term reactant B and it was observed that all A concentration term of A and all B concentration of B are not influencing the reaction rate. It means rate of reaction here do not depend on the stoichiometric coefficients of A and B here. Maybe you can say it depends upon, let's say it depends upon the experimental determined factors here. Let's say here R is K, A is raised to the power alpha and concentration term is raised to the power beta. So this has been observed experimentally that it is not A and B, it's alpha and beta. Okay, so let's suppose these are alpha and beta. So now there is a difference between the two. Fine. When we have written the stoichiometric coefficient, so we are saying they are not influencing the reaction rate, but the other coefficients are there, they are influencing the reaction rate. So let those coefficients, let's say they are alpha and beta. Fine. So this is your, according to law of mass of action, LOMA. And this is the experimental law. Experimental, it is coming experimentally. This is the rate law. So we'll see the difference between the two. Okay. Here it is fixed that A and B, they are from the stoichiometric coefficient from the balanced chemical equation. But here alpha and beta, they are not from the stoichiometric coefficient. They are not the stoichiometric coefficients here. They are some experimental values. Fine, which do not, you can say, which are with the help of this rate of reaction is, you can say it is affecting. But here it is not getting affected. Fine. So this is a difference. This is experimental. This is not experimental. So that's why this is a rate law and this is only the rate law expression according to the rate of reaction according to the law of mass of action. So we'll see what are these exponents are known as. Fine. So let's see. These are the experimental values. Now let's see these alpha and beta. They are known as exponents, which is known as order of reaction. We'll see what is order of reaction. So this is a new term related to the concentration of reactants. Alpha, beta, together they are known as order of reaction. Alpha plus beta is equal to order of reaction, where alpha is order with respect to concentration A and beta is order with respect to concentration B. Now if in the expression R is equal to K, A raised to the power alpha and B raised to the power beta, Let's say if A concentration terms, A is equal to B is equal to unity, then in that case R is equal to K. So how can we define the rate constant? The rate constant of a reaction is defined as the concentration, that is defined as the rate of reaction in which the concentration terms are unity, that these are unity. Fine. So it is, you can say K is independent of concentration term. It is independent of the concentration term. So let's see its characteristics. So you can say this is defined as the K is defined as let's see write down, then we'll see its characteristics. K is defined as reaction rate when concentration terms are unity. Fine. Let's see its characteristics. First is, it is independent of the concentration of reactant. Second, it changes value of K is constant and will be different for different reactions. Third, value of K changes with change in temperature. And the fourth one, the units of K depends upon the order of reaction. Fourth is, units of K depends upon order of reaction. So order we'll see later on how it depends, its units depends upon the order of reaction. So let's see now what is order of reaction. Let's define order of reaction. Fine. So it is the, you can say, according to rate law, we have seen this is alpha and this is beta, where alpha plus beta is the order of reaction and can be determined from the experiment. So order of reaction is the reaction is defined as the sum of the powers of concentration of reactant involved in the rate law expression. So here alpha plus beta is known as order of reaction. Together they are known as order of reaction. Alpha is the order with respect to A and beta is the order with respect to B. So this is the order of reaction that is defined as sum of the powers of concentration of reactant involved in the rate law expression. This is very, very important. Direct the definition of this, it will come in exam. Okay. Next we can see alternatively. Also you can define powers of consideration of reactant involved in the rate of expression experimentally. So let's see the alternative statement of this. Alternatively, order of reaction is the sum of the exponents to which the concentration terms involved in the rate law equation are raised as observed experimentally. Are raised to express the observed rate of the reaction. That is the experimental one. So any one definition you can write, order of the reaction. Fine. So depending upon the order, the reaction rate is of different types. Like for example, if I say order is 0, so it is 0 order reaction. If say order is 1, order is 2, order is 3, we'll see the different reactions also as it is experimental quantity. First order reaction, then second order reaction, third order reaction. So in this you will be studying the kinetics of all these types of order of reactions. In your syllabus it is still second order, not second, till first order. Expressions are there but examples you have to study. So let's see its characteristics, one or two characteristics. The rest we'll see later on. That order of reaction, first point, it's in experimental quantity. Experimental quantity cannot be determined from the balanced chemical equation, and it can be fraction also. It is not possible that it is always a whole number. So these are the characteristics order of reaction. Now let's see the units of the order of reaction. So we have written the rate is what? K. Then let's say simple reaction you can just consider A to B. For this rate is what? K and concentration of A. Raised to the power, let's say N, where N represents the order of reaction. Okay. N represents order of reaction. Rate of reaction, that is we were writing, that is dx by dt. Let's say it is equal to K. A is concentration here only. Fine. Dx by dt is also rate of reaction, that is concentration by time only. So let's modify this. Concentration by time is equal to K concentration raised to the power N, when N is the order. So let's find out the units of K, rate constant. So concentration, N divided by time, 1 upon concentration N. Let's remove this n to avoid further confusion. Now k is what? 1 upon me time, remove this n also, divided by concentration n. Okay, so this is the expression. So what will be the total expression here? N minus 1. So this is the expression total. Now let's say if n is 1, then what will be the unit for the rate constant? So let's start with the 0. Is time, let's say it is 10 minutes. Fine. Then concentration, say 0 minus 1. So it will be 1 upon my minute, concentration minus 1, like this. Fine. So these are the units. K is equal to concentration per minute. So these are the units for zero order reaction. Further, if you will modify this, you will get concentration is in moles per liter. So K is equal to moles per liter per minute. So this rest of the things we will discuss in the next class. I hope it's clear to everyone what is the order of the reaction. Further we'll continue in the next class with the order of reaction order. Fine. So this is about the factors affecting rate of reaction and the order, difference between the rate law and the rate law, simple rate of reaction and rate law expression. There is a difference in that rate law. This is based on, coefficients are based on experimentally determined, and where A and B, they are the stoichiometric coefficient, the simple law of mass of action, that is rate equation. So this is all about the rate, this order of reaction. So we'll see in the next class. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.